Realty.com.
The People Station. What is that?
What is that?
Spark FM.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre. Waking up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. I just want to say,
cops who were sparsely distributed through our capital, which hasn't been breached since 1812 when it was burned. The reason they could easily and casually, with their cameras on, film themselves throwing things through the walls of our capital, our property, going inside the Capitol, sitting in Speaker Pelosi's office, casually take pictures of themselves, have that played on Fox News, they know that they are not in jeopardy. Because the cops are taking selfies with them, walking them down the steps to make sure they're not hurt, taking care with their bodies, not like they treated Freddie Gray's body. White Americans aren't afraid of the cops. White Americans are never afraid of the cops, even when they're committing insurrection, even when they're engaged in attempting to occupy our capital, to steal the votes of people who look like me. Because in their minds, they own this country, they own that capital, they own the cops work for them, and people like me have no damn right to try to elect a president. Because we don't get to pick the president. They get to pick the president. They own the president. They own the White House. They own this country. And so when you think you own it, you own the place, you ain't afraid of the police because the police are you. And the police reflect back to them. We're with you. You're good. We're not going to hurt you because you're not them. Guarantee you, if that was a Black Lives Matter protest in D.C., there would already be people shackled, arrested, or dead. Shackled, arrested, en masse.
What makes a woman valuable then?
shackled, arrested, or dead. Shackled, arrested, or dead. Yo, it's the truth for me. It ain't gonna change, but can I tell you how many white folks is so mad right now? There's white folks that are mad right now, and I'm so happy that they're upset because this entire time we're like, Black Lives Matter. No, but Black Lives Matter. No, but Black Lives Matter. Nah, but our Black Lives Matter. No one's saying they don't matter. Why do you guys have to act like we don't treat you like you matter? Because we had a peaceful freaking protest and y'all broke into, y'all broke in. Y'all literally broke in. But when you think about it, like, how did they break in though? But how? But how did they break in? Please, I want to, 61728, oh Lord, wrong number. 617-459-0041. I want y'all to call. Call right now. Call, hold on, I'm about to put this number up so y'all can go ahead and call. Let's talk 617-459-0041. Call my phone. I want to talk about this. This is real effing life right now. Hold on, let me edit this. Call me now. Let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about your president and his people. Let's talk about yesterday. Listen, can I tell you, I am so excited about how many Black influencers was like, yo, this ain't your fight. Go sit down somewhere. This ain't about us. This ain't for us. Sit down somewhere, get your popcorn and watch. Yo, when I only heard one shot fired, thank you, Yahida. They didn't break in, they were let in. Ain't nobody breaking into the Capitol. It's not happening. Who let y'all in? Who let the doors open? Because there was no, yo, 617-459-0041. I need y'all to call me because I can't be the only one in my feels right now. I cannot. I literally, for real, I sat back. It's 617-459-0041. It's scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Yo, Hilarious, B. Hilarious. I was like, oh, but so I'm over here because I'm only here for the comments. So I'm over here in the comments paying attention, and like white folks is mad. Like this is like now I get it. Now I see. So like 400 years, you didn't understand 400 years of history. You didn't learn nothing about nothing with 400 years of history. But now you see your cousins and them on TV acting a damn fool, and you like, damn, black folks wouldn't be able to have done that. They would have been shackled, imprisoned, or dead. And one of the other things that I want to say, like, the internet is undefeated, completely undefeated. They are able to find Karen within 10 minutes, know who her employer is and the name of her dog groomer in 10 minutes. The internet is undefeated. Everyone's like, I can't wait for them to be exposed and be fired. How you gonna fire somebody they're not gonna get fired? Unless they work for a corporation. And if you from backwoods Tennessee, you from backwoods Georgia, and you work for yourself, or your employer got the same mentality and was just mad that he couldn't go or she couldn't go, and they glad that you went and supported for us take our country back, they didn't get fired. They got a promotion. They got a raise. People over here talking about something. They gonna get fired from their job. What job? What job? When their employer thinks like them, has the same mind, is equally yoked. No, B, I'm so proud of you. Here go. I'm a slide this. I don't have no missed calls. Call back again. 617-459. Oh, I do have a missed call. Call back again, because my phone the way my phone's set up, when you call me, you go straight to voicemail. But if you call, y'all calling for real. How I undo this unknown nonsense? Because when my phone don't know you, y'all truly cannot get in. So New York and Phoenix, call back. You kind of got to like stalk me. You got to call 2 times in order for it to go through, because you always going to go to voicemail. We just going to call you back. How about that? Because I certainly did see you call back.
Hey, what's up? How it's going?
What's going on? Yo, let's talk
Good.
about your cousins real quick.
Well, you just gotta pretty much. I'm calling from New York currently, and definitely I'll be following you to LinkedIn. So I'm like definitely I gotta get in and just probably chop up a little bit about the current topic.
Yo,
Definitely.
how you watch? Did you have popcorn yesterday? You watched the movie? Y'all, you enjoyed the show?
Well, then the show was boring as hell. And I was like, well, that's crazy. If that was another remember like the black protest, that's one of the biggest protests in the world. And you see how many black people got killed after George Floyd got killed.
Yeah.
We're seeing it. We all seeing it, and the problem is like, what is going on? Like, what is the police? What is the military that he put out? Like when there's like a protest, black protest outside, what's going on? It's just confusing. America being like this, and I don't think, well, the biggest protest, they didn't even change a damn. They didn't even change nothing. Like a week later, they kill somebody. Week later, there's like police brutality all over the world toward black people. Now we bad. Now we criminals. Now we the bad people. They armed up, strapped up outside, attacking the house. Like, ain't nobody say nothing about it. They let people walk free.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, what?
Hold on. What up, boo?
What up, baby?
Yo, you can't cuss though. You can't cuss because we are on FM. But go on.
Oh, you on the radio?
You're live. I thought you were calling in to be live.
Hey, damn! I can't. Is that the damn cuss? Can I say that?
No, you can say all the things we could say on radio, Jasmine. So shout out to Jasmine.
You're right.
Used to be the co-host of the Wake Up with Tayla Andre show. I love me some Jasmine Ray. When you gonna come grace us in the building? Pop this cherry. Come on.
The funny thing is, I was literally driving home from the gym, and I was like, I forgot to grab Tay's book, and I was like, I wanted to pull up on you, just give you the cash for 2 of them real quick.
Wow. I'm in Hyde Park, and I got some books in the trunk. Yo, I'm popping trunks like Master P this year. I'm on the side of the road. Listen, I'm selling books like strippers sell ass. Like, I'm out here.
Listen, you got to do it. Text me the address. I'll be there in I'm over by Aspen. I'll be there soon.
What's the name? One Westinghouse. I'm in Hyde Park.
All right, bet. I'll see you in a second.
All right.
Bye.
Where my friend at? Let me bring him back. Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep. 617-459-0041. You got anything else you want to add? Because I'm about to hit Arizona real quick.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, pretty much it's just that. That's all I wanted to say. They gotta do something about this shit, man. This is confusing and disappointing. This is confusing and disappointing.
This
That's the
is
most
not
important
confusing
thing.
and disappointing. This is exact. They told you, they said they were gonna do this. The president told them to do it. We gonna march. We gonna march. Stand by and stand back. What do you say? Come on now. Like this
Yeah,
is
stand
it
by.
was
That's what he said.
premeditated. This was
And he said
premeditated.
he's bipolar. That dude is bipolar for sure. He's bipolar for sure. He might say this right now and change his word later on. I didn't say that, and what's going on? We just can't wait for our guy to leave. That's the most important thing. We just can't wait for him to leave. I don't care what's coming up. I don't care, but that dude gotta go. He gotta go.
My dude got 13 days. They talking about impeaching him. But so I get the impeachment. So if he gets impeached, he can't get reelected. But if he doesn't get impeached, he can go back for reelection. And so I'm all for the impeachment. But remember, he was like, taking a knee was too much. This was disrespectful. But breaking into the Capitol is okay. We're going to go ahead and call Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you so much for your call. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for your support. Tune in, share with a friend, tell a friend to tune in, call in 617-459-0041. Waking up with Tayla Andre. Good rising. How are you? Hello? Hello? Call back. 617-459. We talking about your president.
This is Ralph.
What's going on?
I'm unavailable to take your call.
Oh, oops. Call back, Ralph. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yo, yesterday was really real. Like for real, I would sit back and watched. I thought it was amazing. I loved it. When Joy Reid came out and was just like, yo, shackled. What my baby say? Because I want to hear her say it again because she came all the way through. It's the damn truth. She ain't never lied. But we all know this to be true. This ain't like what she said was nothing real. I mean, was nothing new. What she was telling us wasn't like, oh my God, that was so profound. I can't believe it. Nah, it was real life that we know about every day. We live this every day. Let me see if I can pull her up.
It's sort of ironic to be on with you and with Rachel, and Rachel in particular, because I can go back to 2014 when I would be on Rachel's show as a correspondent at curfew time in Baltimore when I was covering the Freddie Gray uprisings. And these were mass marches that were in regard to police taking Freddie Gray's body and treating it like a rag doll and flinging him into the back of a police van and then riding around with him unshackled in that van until the rag doll broke and he died. And he died alone in the back of a car being brutalized for no reason other than making eye contact with police as he rode his bike. And the uprisings that took place after Freddie Gray brought in what a level of policing that I've never witnessed ever in life. It looked like a war zone. Police brought in tanks. They brought in body armor. They were wearing full body armor rubber suits where they almost looked robotic, full gear, enormous, powerful weaponry. And they were phalanxed out all across Baltimore, Penn and North. They were standing menacingly waiting to brutalize anyone who even looked at them funny. The level of force, the level of just almost indiscriminate rudeness, cruelty, hardness of those police officers. And at curfew time, which would be 9 o'clock, and then almost every night during that uprising, at some point I would go on with you, Rachel, and describe to you what I was seeing, and it was terrifying. And what terrified me in those moments in Baltimore were not the marchers. I was never afraid among the marchers. The marchers just wanted justice. They just didn't think it was okay to just kill a guy because he looked at the police funny. I wasn't afraid of them. I was afraid of the cops because they were menacing. They knew those marchers were coming every night. They knew there was going to be a curfew every night. The great Elijah Cummings would walk people home and get them to go home because he didn't want them out after curfew. But there would always be some guys who would stay out after the curfew, who would refuse to go home, who would claim the right to be in their streets. And I was never afraid of them. I was afraid of the cops. The reason, as Claire talked about, that these people were so unafraid of the cops, who were sparsely distributed through our capital, which hasn't been breached since 1812, when it was burned. The reason they could easily and casually, with their cameras on, film themselves throwing things through the walls of our capital, our property, going inside the Capitol, sitting in Speaker Pelosi's office, casually take pictures of themselves, have that played on Fox News, they know that they are not in jeopardy. Because the cops are taking selfies with them, walking them down the steps to make sure they're not hurt, taking care with their bodies, not like they treated Freddie Gray's body. White Americans aren't afraid of the cops. White Americans are never afraid of the cops, even when they're committing insurrection, even when they're engaged in attempting to occupy our capital, to steal the votes of people who look like me. Because in their minds, they own this country, they own that capital, they own the cops work for them, and people like me have no damn right to try to elect a president. Because we don't get to pick the president. They get to pick the president. They own the president. They own the White House. They own this country. And so when you think you own it, you own the place, you ain't afraid of the police because the police are you. And the police reflect back to them. We're with you. You're good. We're not going to hurt you because you're not them. Guarantee you, if that was a Black Lives Matter protest in D.C., there would already be people shackled, arrested, or dead.
Say it again.
Shackled, arrested, en masse, or dead.
Or dead. Listen.
Cunningham on here.
I don't think you
She'll
understand.
tell you how they treated.
You don't understand. Like for me, it's the truth for me. It is the truth. Yo, so I'm over here laughing, right? Because people them said, name a place tighter than security. Name a place with tighter security than the Capitol. Right answers only. Yo, you know the that plate that comes for those that are listening. You know that like when you get a fruit platter from the grocery store, or the fruit platter, or like a meat platter, or any platter that got the plastic top and the black bottom. Name a place with tighter security than the Capitol. Bam. Yo, I want to go through some of these comments. I love Asaria. This is like the I'm not a robot verification. Public high schools. Mr. Krabs protecting the secret formula. Microwaves at 4 a.m. in the morning. The dollar store hiding the Dove soap bottles. iPhone Face ID. The gas station. Area 51. Patrick protecting his secret box. Oh, Arizona, we got you. We got you, Arizona. My phone, when I try to put my wet fingerprint to unlock it, or even a cold fingerprint. What's up, Arizona? I'm super fantastic. What you want to say about yesterday's tomfoolery?
Nothing new. I'm actually born and raised in Boston. I remember riding the bus with my father, who was a school teacher to South Boston. Ooh. And they had the National Guard ringing the school.
Yep.
And then let's go back to the 60s when our queens were being allowed into these white institutions, and they were being screamed at and spit on and egged and all these kinds. This is nothing new. The clock hands past 12 at the same time every time the revolution needs to start again. White folks continually have a rolling revolution of how they want this country to look, and they make sure we understand it. Look at Black Wall Street. Look at stories like Rosewood. Look at all these free towns that were created by Black folks. Look at the South End. We built that, and they decided they wanted it, and they took it. We're the only group of people that go where we're told to go, because we're still property. We go where we're told to go instead of establish what we can have for ourselves. And it's done by and with the law this nation was brokered on.
Amen. Ashe, ashe. So hold on, really quickly. So your father was a bus driver, and you took the bus with your father
No,
back.
he was a teacher.
He was a teacher.
There were 4 black teachers the year the forced busing was implemented in Boston. My father, my cousin, and 2 other black women. So my father and the other black women were in the school, in South Boston High School. At that time, South Boston had an auto body program. My cousin taught the auto body program. The National Guard did not ring the auto body building. So my cousin was in the building by himself with 20 or 30 white children. The crowd decided they're going to get the nigga in the auto body building. My cousin filled up the paint gun with lacquer and pulled out his lighter and said, come on and get it.
Come get it. Exactly. Yo, so that's like a whole... Was your family ever interviewed for the documentaries that took place here in Boston? The documentaries based on education? If your people were like the first teachers to...
Yes.
I
Yes,
forgot.
ma'am.
I definitely, please inbox me. It's tailormademedia@gmail. Please inbox me anything that you have, because I definitely want to go back and have that conversation at a later date, to have that conversation, because everybody want to talk about how racist, how progressive Massachusetts is, and oh my gosh, we are so blue and progressive, and we're the home of the Kennedys. But when you take a look at our history for real, we've been racist. We've been the racist.
Well, we are the racists. This is the bashing of students. This is where the nation began. This is where racism grew and bloomed and prospered, was experimented with, revamped, reprogrammed, and renamed.
We are the bedrock when it comes to housing, the bedrock when it comes to education, when it comes to racism in housing, racism in education. We pop up in every single last documentary, every book, everything when it comes to racism. But yeah, we sit here and be mad when people want to be like, Boston's racist. No, we're not. Yes, the hell we are. I thank you, Arizona. I appreciate you. At any point in time, feel free to give us a call. We are working on an actual number, so y'all don't have to call my phone. We're working on a calling number so we can go ahead and get y'all engaged. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Share it with your friends. Tell them to come watch. Yo, listen. What Garcia say? Hold on, let me make this big. If it was people of color, they would have never gotten through. They would have gotten shot, beaten, or they got privileged or beaten. They got privileges, and it's sad, and this needs to stop. How are we going to stop? Show me how, when, where it's going to stop. When the people in positions of power. You know what? Who sent me that thing? What I got him saved as? And Antonio. Let me play this for you.
I think the thing that happened in Boston, we were talking about the Revolutionary War. So the Brits come, they get in a fight with the Brits, and the Yanks beat them up. And so the Irish come, they fight the Yanks, and they take over all kinds of institutions in the city. They take over the police, they take over the T, right? Transportation system, right? They take over state government. They take over city hospital. They take over city government. They just control everything. They control all the jobs, and they're fighters. The Irish love to fight, right? And they need somebody to hate, right? To really get this thing going, right? So you always got the blacks, and we're an inexhaustible resource, right? Right. So to their credit, in fighting the Yankees, they build a political man. It's the whole Kennedy story, all of that, right? To their credit, the blacks don't have in this city the organizational infrastructure to engage in power aggregation. They don't do that. The reason that black people have not elected a black mayor in all this time with all these white liberals is that Boston consists of a bunch of Afro-Caribbean blacks. So they would not close ranks to elect anybody black because it'd be fighting over which islander the person was, right? I said,
In that context, all you're going to do is be defeated.
Yo, when I tell you that ain't nothing but the damn truth, nothing but the truth. And the Irish still run it today. The Irish still run City Hall. The Irish still run the police. The Irish still run the fire department. The T police, the damn meter maids, name it. They run it all. The school system. They run it all. And because we want to figure out, we can't get right whether or not it's going to be Trinidad, Jamaica, or St. Lucia. Because we can't get right. There's tea in here, so I'm just going to sip my tea. We got to do better. We really do have to do better. And I'm annoyed. And I'm done. I'm done. We've had 1,000,001 conversations. What's changed? I really am interested in seeing what's going to happen. Because we have facial recognition software, right? We can figure out who all them folks were. Mind you, there's an entire pandemic going on out here. What, like 3% of people in the videos had masks on? If anything, they weren't even masks. They were flags wrapped around their face. And I just want to sit back with my popcorn and watch all of it unfold. I want to say something so bad. We ain't going to say it, though. We ain't going to say it. Because I don't want to wish nonsense on people. I just want to make sure my people are good. And we're not. Gregory Grant, so we just watched a snippet of a documentary, and it was talking about the reason why Black people have not elected a Black mayor is because we are we are a Caribbean American centered city. The majority of our Blacks are West Indians, and so just like it's like who got the best vet, who's gonna be the best person to run. So we don't want to. We have not. What was being said was we have not elected a Black mayor because it would be too many arguments about what island the person was from. Instead of just focusing that it's Black folks that need to be here. Just asking because when I came in, they were mentioned. That's it. That's all. It was mentioning the fact that we are a West Indian majority Black city and that we haven't elected a Black mayor because it's like, oh, is the mayor going to be Trinidadian, Jamaican, St. Lucian, Montserrat? What is a Montserratian? Montserratian? I hope I didn't butcher that. Chris said, I've been saying it for a while. Start prepping. Yo, hold on, but pause. Can we please talk about the preppers, though? Can we talk about the people who have been prepping for a long time and were crazy? People who were conspiracy theorists. I was reading an article yesterday that there was a hospital representative, a doctor at a hospital that was ruining vaccines, and they called him a conspiracy theorist. And it was just like, he's a conspiracy theorist because he said that it was a chemical-based compound that is going to give people other diseases while curing. It doesn't cure anything. You're going to get COVID. Whether you get COVID today or 20 years from now, COVID ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. Oh, okay. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, red, white, and black. A Trini, red, white, and so I just want to talk about all of the preppers. Shout out to all the conspiracy theorists. I know I was a conspiracy theorist in 2017 when everybody was like, yo, Taylor's crazy. I'm over here talking about, yo, don't drink the milk. Don't drink the cow titty milk. Don't drink the milk. And now when you take a look at any and all milks, what's it say? The RRTB doesn't affect people. Oh, really? I don't believe you. You need more people. People thought I was crazy when I was like, I'm not gonna like now all of a sudden Things unfold and the truth comes out, and Tayla no longer looks like a conspiracy theorist, but a truth teller. I'll accept that. Apparently, I got to pay these bills when we come back. We're going to talk more about your boy, about your president who got 13 more days left. I want to see what's going to happen when, because there's a transition that happens. Like the Biden and Dr. Biden will come and walk in to the White House, and Trump and Ivanka will walk out. But I think it's going to be Trump by himself because she's going to be gone. Like, I want to see if she's going to come out with him and say bye, or if she already left. I just want to sit back with my popcorn, mind my business, and watch this play out. Because this is real. Yo, you cannot script this. And there is no script better than this. Show me a better movie. Show me a better movie. Because there is not one, and this is real life. I am Tayla Andre. You are tuned in to Spark FM online. Make sure you tune in, download the app. Go to the website, share with a friend, tell a friend, share, like, subscribe, all that amazing stuff. Mwah.
The People Station. What is that?
What is that?
Spark FM.
Are you tired of renting and need more of your own space? Are you getting stressful letters or calls from the bank? Does your home require expensive repairs and you just don't have the funds to fix them? Regardless of whether you want to buy or sell, Tayla Andre of Thumbprint Realty is here to help. From saving your home from foreclosure to walking you through the process of becoming a first-time homeowner, Tayla makes real estate easy. With your best interests at heart, knowledge of the market, and a passion for people, Tayla is dedicated and motivated to serve you.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre, and I am determined and dedicated in assisting you in all of your real estate needs. Give me a call at 617-459-0041. Again, that number is 617-459-0041. Or you can email me at TaylaAndre@thumbprintrealty.com.
Things may seem a little bit different now, but your health remains a priority. With the Massachusetts Health Connector, you can stay happy and healthy. Whether you're employed or have recently lost your job, you have options to stay insured. Visit mahealthconnector.org to compare health insurance plans and choose the one that's right for you and your family. Open enrollment ends on January 23rd. Visit mahealthconnector.org or call 1-877-MA-ENROLL. That's 1-877-MA-ENROLL.
Yes. Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre. What up, Jasmine Ray?
Oh, I gotta lean this way. Boy, I'm short. Hold on. Nah, hold on.
Lift up your chair. Lift up your chair.
There we go.
Big up yourself.
Ugh. I'm vertically challenged.
It's all right. I am too. So you hear this? Squeaky squeak. Need some oil sheen. You got some oil sheen in your car?
I got some in these braids. If I can, you want me to rub my scalp on it real quick?
So Jasmine Ray is my boo. She's been my boo for a long time. No, your daddy's my boo, actually.
Oh,
my daddy doing?
My daddy, everybody boo.
Listen, I'm not willing to share.
Everybody always had a crush on my dad growing up. I'd be like,
I ain't got a crush on your dad. Her dad is a thought. Like, was a word. Was a thought. And we used to talk about her daddy on air.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
That is my guy, so I do appreciate him. And you know, my daddy be live with us at least once a week.
Do he really? He be on here wilding?
No, he be in here dropping knowledge.
I like that. I like your daddy. I feel like a lot of my friends got thought daddies.
No, my daddy's not.
Yeah, you're the only one that doesn't have a thought daddy, though. Nah, there's maybe like 2 or 3 of y'all. There's like 2 or 3 of y'all that I'm like, wow.
It ain't Friday.
It ain't Friday yet. Wait for it.
So we were over here talking about this, your president and his people, all them cousins and stuff. And you know, the internet's undefeated because they can find Karen in 30 minutes and know who her pet groomer is.
Oh yeah, they'll get you fired by the time you wake up.
But the thing is, how you gonna get fired when your employer is happy that you did what you did as the capital?
I seen a tweet last night that made me laugh. It said, I don't know why y'all keep asking where the police are. Do y'all ask where Hannah Montana, where Miley Cyrus is when Hannah Montana on stage? And I thought that shit was hilarious because, yes, who let y'all in? How do you think this, like, it's, that white on white crime has me puzzled.
Only one person.
Only one.
Only one, but I think it's like 58 that got arrested.
I think it was.
They were all 58 black people. I can almost guarantee that.
All people who attended.
They weren't even. They were on their way to work and got pulled into it.
Like, actually, you know what? You look suspicious. Come with us. It is. It's wild. I got mixed feelings about it. I'm just like, I just feel like between the pandemic and like the civil unrest, my mental health and my mental capacity is already at a deficit. So yesterday it was kind of like, I'm letting these white people handle their white people business. I'm gonna let them fight this one out. See how this one ends up. Yeah, that's really it at this point.
Sit back with my popcorn. Oh, they keep saying my mic's low. How's my mic now? How's my mic now?
My mic sounds nice.
My mic sounds nice.
Check one.
Is that better?
PUFF. I'ma make them go deaf. Sorry.
What song is that? Yo,
made them say, who that total bitches. Badass is Kima, Keisha, and Pam. Oh, yep, sorry. I've been in the house. I don't really be nowhere. I be kind of cool.
Yo, if you want to slide through, you can slide through.
I'm with it. I can't. Are we going to do this? Are we going to sing the songs back and forth?
Yeah, we can do this. Yo, if you don't know anything about her, Jasmine Ray, she definitely is the homie. The mind is there. The twerk is on point. I still got that video of you twerking me.
It's funny. It's weird. I feel like it depends on where people meet me, the impression they get of me. Like, some people be like if you met me doing Killer Boombox stuff with Brandon, when you see me in the club, like doing bottle service stuff, you're like, oh my God, what is she doing here? It's like, I'm multifaceted. I twerk and I teach. I twerk and I teach. I twerk and I teach. You know what I mean? Some days it's love and light. Some days it's you get this ass whooping. It really depends.
Yo, I said that earlier. It's like, yeah, we love and light, but we ain't afraid to fight. Like,
yeah.
All day.
I feel like people have this like kind of false sense that like there's like, you ever heard of toxic positivity? Like, it sounds actually stupid to say out loud, but like,
I've never heard of that.
I feel like I heard it in like a mock way, but I understood it and I thought it was like a cool phrase because it's like there's being positive and there's being positive to the point of like detriment. Like, if people are like dealing with emotional stuff and you're like, see, I'm like really talking slow so I don't curse because I'm used to on a podcast I curse. I feel like if people are going through stuff, sometimes it's very easy, or an example of toxic positivity is being like, it's okay, you'll be fine, you're strong, you'll get over it. Instead of necessarily being like, damn, that kind of does suck and that is really tough. I'm sorry that you have to go through that. So yeah, I just be feeling like, nah, some days I don't. It's not love and light.
Well, I think so. My mic apparently isn't working, so I'm gonna just steal yours real quick. So, as far as like to the detriment, I get that, because once upon a time it was to the detriment. Like, oh, I'm just going to accept the disrespect. I'm just going to, they know not what they do, and now it's like, no, I feel the disrespect coming on. Like, let's stop this now.
Let's set this boundary now. Boundary is my favorite word for 2021 right now. Boundaries, for that reason.
Boundaries.
Yeah, because it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, allow you to not, like, I just feel like people expect you to choose them over yourself, and I just can't comprehend. What?
Okay, so going back. Jasmine, you gotta look at this. Name the place with tighter security than the Capitol. Right answers only.
Yo, you ever try to open one of those in the middle of the night when everybody's asleep and you want a piece of cake?
My point exactly. My point is, so I'm always here for the comments. My dude said a pickle jar.
A pickle jar. The security when you sign into someplace else from Amazon or Google is tighter than the Capitol. Shit.
Walmart self-checkout.
Nah, depending on which one you go to. They ain't that tight. Target may be a little tighter than that.
Yo, school laptops that won't let you get on Facebook.
That's funny.
Yo, somebody said your iPhone, when you try to sign in with your fingerprint with wet hands.
When you try to use your Face ID and you got a mask on. Like,
Your suggested password.
That is wild.
Stuffed animals at Dave and Buster's.
That's the one. I gotta spend 3,000 tickets to get this goddamn bear. I'm buying this bear. How much y'all want for this bear? I got $20 on me right now.
Oh, my grandma liquor cabinet. Family Dollar. McDonald's. Yo, let me tell you about this story of McDonald's, right? So we went to go visit Daddy in Georgia. And so Anari was hungry. You know I don't do the whole McDonald's
Right,
thing,
that sounds like how'd y'all end up at
Exactly.
McDonald's?
But he was like, Mom, I just want a burger. Let me just get this burger. So I said, okay, cool. He ended up getting a burger, and it was not like, girl.
He wasn't happy.
It was from yesterday. Like, it was yesterday's order that somebody did not want and brought back. And so I go to McDonald's and for the inside because it didn't have a drive-through. There's nobody in there. I give him the thing. I swear it was like high school.
What do you mean?
Cafeteria on fleek. Like there was everybody touching each other's ass. Everyone flirting with each other.
Oh yeah, the kids was in there. That was summertime.
Yes, exactly. So they were putting together the damn beef patty or whatever the hell it was. And she was like, "Oh, you could do it better than that." He said, "Bitch, just McDonald's."
I like him. He's a realist. Kid, wherever you're out, you're gonna make it far.
Just McDonald's, yo.
You know what you get when you come here.
So now it's like, Anari, go do the dishes. Why there's scraps on the dishes? Like, how you didn't do the dishes? He's like, "This McDonald's."
Yo, your kids are hilarious.
Yo, have you seen Anari recently?
Yes.
It's a problem.
How you feeling? How's that transition to having well, you've got teenagers and a toddler now.
Yeah, that's
What's
weird.
that like?
Okay.
That's like very different.
Nah, because he thinks he's a teenager.
He does, the toddler.
Yeah, the toddler thinks he's a teenager because he'd be around big people all the time. He don't think he's a kid. He'd be out here talking to folks and be mad and pointing and yelling.
What are you saying, child?
When I tell you, he's definitely the truth. But Anari being 17, what's difficult for me is understanding in less than 6 months, he's going to be a whole ass adult.
And you're like,
and I can't really control, but I try to manage.
I feel like you've always done a pretty good job like that with him in general, though. Where you're like, I am going to tell you what to do, obviously, as your mother. But like for life decisions, I'm going to let you ponder this one. Like, I feel like you'll be straight.
But he is fine.
You're worried about little girls showing up at your house.
No, I'm worried. I'm too young to be a grandmother.
Yeah, I feel like just have that conversation, honestly.
We do. And so my thing is, I make him watch Baby Rain at a higher rate than Asaria.
Because you're like, oh yeah.
You about to learn.
You about to learn right now. Because this is what it's like. Don't bring nobody back here. Yep.
Give him a bath, change his diaper, go feed him. I think he's hungry.
Go bring your brother to the park.
You know me.
It's cold outside.
You know
I don't
me.
care. Push him down the slide. Come back in 30 minutes. I'm not gonna hold you. That's what my parents did to me. Have you noticed I always have somebody's kids and I don't have any? There's a parallel between that. I always got somebody's kids and don't have none of my own because I can give them back. Can't do that with your own.
I should have learned that lesson 20 years ago. Lord have mercy. Oh, hold on. We got to go pay bills. This bill stuff. This bill stuff. Let's pay these bills when we come back. We're going to talk some more trash with Jasmine. I don't know where our attorney's at, B. Our attorney was supposed to come through every time that I called her, but she didn't come through this time. So there's somebody who needed that work. You know, Stephanie.
I was jumping with you, but I was waiting. I was going to be freestyling.
Well, you know Stephanie Soriano-Mills?
No, I feel like the name's familiar.
Yeah, if you're guilty of a crime, you call her.
If I'm guilty of the crime? Damn, what happens if I'm innocent?
Yo, she still get you off too.
Okay. But if you're guilty, definitely.
Definitely. Yo, that's what... Yo, I asked one of these street dudes. I was like, you know Stephanie Soriano-Mills? He was like, are you guilty? And I was just like, of what? He was like, yo, if you're guilty, call her. Yo, I was just like, that is the strongest plug ever.
You don't have to say anything else after that.
If you're guilty, call her.
You're like, word, I know who my new attorney is. What kind of law she do?
Criminal.
Dumb. Like, I was thinking like well, yeah.
What were you thinking?
Because I was thinking of like entertainment law, like different types of law that you could be guilty of. But like there's certain types of crime. Like I'm trying to keep it vague. You know, like
I'm trying to think of something.
like I wonder.
I wonder. I am Taylor Andre, waking up with Taylor Andre. We'll be right back.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Things may seem a little bit different now, but your health remains a priority. With the Massachusetts Health Connector, you can stay happy and healthy. Whether you're employed or have recently lost your job, you have options to stay insured. Visit mahealthconnector.org to compare health insurance plans and choose the one that's right for you and your family. Open enrollment ends on January 23rd. Visit mahealthconnector.org or call 1-877-MA-ENROLL. That's 1-877-MA-ENROLL.
Are you tired of renting and need more of your own space? Are you getting stressful letters or calls from the bank? Does your home require expensive repairs and you just don't have the funds to fix them? Regardless of whether you want to buy or sell, Taylor Andre of Thumbprint Realty is here to help. From saving your home from foreclosure to walking you through the process of becoming a first-time homeowner, Taylor makes real estate easy. With your best interests at heart, knowledge of the market, and a passion for people, Taylor is dedicated and motivated to serve you.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre, and I am determined and dedicated in assisting you in all of your real estate needs. Give me a call at 617-459-0041. Again, that number is 617-459-0041. Or you can email me at TAYLA@thumbprintrealty.com.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Hey, Spark FM Online. I am Taylor Andre. Waking up with Taylor Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day. We link up at about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. Hey, we got Jasmine Ray in the building. We got Boss Lady in the building. I am super excited for today because this is the day that the Lord had made, and I am rejoicing, glad in it. And your cousins was at the state capitol yesterday, busting windows, climbing up walls, acting a darsh gone fool. So we're just gonna sit back, relax, catch a contact, eat our popcorn, and watch this foolery take place. I love it, actually. Like, I wanted more to happen. I was kind of disappointed that.
Yeah, I want it to be called what it is. White on white crime. This white on white crime is tearing the country apart. This shit is a mess. I want y'all to want better for yourselves. I want y'all to look at y'all community and look at how you're tearing things down. What does looting do? What does violence do? This white on white crime is disrespectful and atrocious.
That is exactly what is said on mainstream media on a regular basis about anything and everything that happens in Black communities. And so it's good to know that, you know, a taste of your own medicine. But the news still isn't reporting on it like they would report on it for anything else. And so that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for and I'm waiting for non-African-American journalists to report on the nonsense the way that it should have, the way that they report on anything else or things that happen in our community.
What station were you watching? Because I personally got joy out of flicking between the news stations to see the difference, right? So like I went to school for PR, so I'm kind of lame and I like stuff like commercials and like spins and things like that. So to go from CNN to Fox to 5 to 7 and to look at what the visuals were, what the titles were, who was being interviewed, the language that was chosen, it was like, oh, this is real textbook. Okay, nice.
For me, it was the language. It was the language, and I love the way. So I'm more for the comments. My version of news is articles. So I don't do the whole TV thing. You know, I ain't got cable.
You ain't missing shit. I can't say that, can I? Yeah.
No, but you certainly did. My thing was the commentary from the influencers, like having the influencers have their commentary and showing like the between this and that. So the news or the way that the news was told when it was a peaceful protest versus the way the news was told when we literally, what'd she say, since 1842, since the last time the Capitol been stormed?
I thought it was, okay, the Capitol,
Yeah.
So I was thinking about something that happened. I was thinking about something in 1908, but that might have been Massachusetts specific.
What happened in Massachusetts?
I don't know. Let me go look it up. I'm old and my brain cells, there's like 3 good ones left. So sometimes I be crossing what I learned in my mind.
That's where you
Never.
So that's going to be a rabbit hole that we don't have time for right now. But Joy Reid and Angela Ray were fluid. Black America is so numb today. So Joy Reid absolutely did go in. We played her clip earlier. And that clip of Joy Reid going in and talking about like the last time that the Capitol was stormed during the fire, talking about the disparities, and when she was just like they would be shackled in prison or jailed, and like there was literally people coming out of the state capitol like taking selfies with the police like patting them on the back, helping them walk down the stairs. I was like, I wish somebody wrote earlier, there was a comment for the show. Somebody said if it was 2 older black women with knitting needles, they would have been murdered for.
I'm looking at the comment that says Black America is so numb today. Yes, absolutely. Sometimes I feel guilty about being numb when I'm like, I don't want to hear this, or I don't want to, but it is very frustrating because yesterday white people did what white people have always done, right? So it just makes you feel like this is another reminder of the privilege I'm not warranted. Like we don't get to do things like that without repercussion. We don't get to have a field trip and put our feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk. We don't get to take pictures and shit like stuff. We don't get to do that. So it's frustrating and it enrages me, and I'm tired of having that feeling. And I tweeted that too the other night where it's like, I'm sorry that I got jokes, but like trauma response.
Yo, that's a real thing. Like that's a thing that makes you go, And somebody just good VOG just said jokes, memes, no original thought on forward movement, just shock, not prepared. I don't know what I'm supposed to be prepared for.
Right? I don't know if this is our time to jump in. This is what to be prepared for.
Well, we have come all the way to the top of the hour. I thank you for stopping by. I'm definitely going to check in with Stephanie because this is day 2 that she has not been able to make it. But one of the things that she did tell us yesterday was that the court was not letting her leave. And so she's doing virtual court and the court was not letting her leave. And so this could be day 2 of not letting her have her freedom. So we might have to like free Stephanie type situation. Even though she's the attorney, we might need free Stephanie. BJ said, we don't need any more reminders, though. We have decided how to use this to our advantage. You're absolutely right. We do need to decide how to use this to our advantage. But at the same time, I don't know how we can do anything. It just, at this point in time, I need all liberals that have this idea that everything is fair, equitable, and balanced to see what happened yesterday versus what happens every single day in the news. There's a new article about a black man who had his hands up, who was being arrested by the police and got shot in the back, shot and killed today for having his hands up, being arrested. But yet you could break into the Capitol, take a selfie with what is that? Is that it's not just state troopers.
It looked like a field trip. I'm gonna be honest with you. It gave me very much 5th grade class field trip vibes. They were in there acting a hot mess, and the Viking thing was wild to me. The leaving notes on desks, like it was just the chasing. There's a video of them chasing a black security guard. I don't know if he was a security guard or a cop. Up the steps. Like there was just a lot of visuals that came out that were like, yeah, I'm speechless.
As am I. And so we have come all the way to the top of the hour. I am Tayla Andre.
I am Jasmine Ray, dropping in.
And how can we find you, Jasmine?
I'll be outside. No, I'll be outside. I hate giving out my socials because things aren't like perfectly formed the way I want them to be. But you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at _JASRAE.
Say it again.
_JASRAE.
And she's absolutely hilarious on Twitter. And so she didn't come in here as like her personality self. She just came in here as a human being looking for a book.
Sweaty gym self.
Tell me why you want the book, Jasmine.
My partner and I are having some disagreements about how we should do our first home. I want a 3-family. He wants a single family. And I think that there's some education that needs to happen. And there's also some things I'd like to learn to get under and around some things.
So you're going to buy 2 books. You're going to give him one. You're going to have one. And then y'all going to like have cuddle time at night to go over the notes.
We usually do that. Like I like to highlight and write in my books. So I'm gonna be like, here's what I found for my argument. What do you think for yours? Because I don't know. I get his argument for a single family, but I don't want one.
But I don't want one.
I don't want one.
I get your argument for a multifamily, and I think that's the way that you should go because you're using your FHA for the first time and you want to get your 3.5% and you don't want to waste it on a single family.
Here's a real question for you.
What's the real question?
So, right, we're not married. I don't know if I really want to do white people paperwork anyway, but we'll see. That's what I'm calling it, white people paperwork. If you're not legally binded by anybody, technically we could both use our FHAs, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes. So my broker, Alex E. Edwards, just rolled out a book called I Close Before I Do. And it's about making sure that each one of you get your own personal property before you guys marry and get a property together.
That's exactly what I want to do.
That's exactly what you should do. Especially if you guys are going on paper that you know what you might have to do? You might have to get your multifamily and then go ahead and live in his single family and then continue to build yours as y'all.
That's exactly the plan. That's it. That's precisely what I'd like to do. I'm just like, damn, should we both try to like buy 2 houses at one time? Should the single family come before the third? Should the third, like timing more so for me? Because I'm like, yeah, no, we're not doing this yet.
So your best bet would go ahead and to get 2 different multifamilies and then your situation changed because you guys are married. And so now you need a single family. And so you can go ahead and tap into your FHA again as another entity together, even if you're not married on paper.
So you can use your FHA as a single individual and as a couple.
Your situation changed, baby. If you get pregnant, your situation changed. If you, by accident, lost the child, your situation changed at that moment. And so you needed another FHA, if you feel me. You feel me?
I feel you.
Okay. So I just want to give a shout out to all the women that have ever lost a child because I do know personally and have experienced that, and it is devastating. So I didn't mean to make a joke out of our pain, but I definitely want you to know that you can use your FHA more than once, even though society will have you thinking that you can only use it once. One other thing that I would like to add is if you are a veteran, you can use your VA 1,000,000 times and still use your VA again. And so we have come all the way to the top of the hour. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. I am Tayla Andre. Waking Up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Everything Tayla Andre, TaylaAndre.com. Mwah.